Bonine 52. I am out in front of an A&W root beer restaurant, or store, or restaurant, I guess it is. See how they come up and they, like, get your drink and stuff, and they got one of those coin things on their side to give you change? I love these places. I remember these when I was, like, a kid. Look at motorcycles everywhere. Oh, man. Motorcycle people. Hey. Wow. I'll tell you what, surely makes me think about those cool places that are still around from when I was a kid. You know you're getting old when you start telling stories about things you did when you were a kid. You know, like walking to school over the mountain in the winter with no shoes on. You know, stuff like that. As a matter of fact, I remember when I was a kid. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. As I was getting older, I remember my parents used to started talking about, you know, things they did when they were kids, and I'm like, oh my God, it's old people talking about things they did when they were a kid. Now it's me. So, A&W root beer, so you're going to have to put up with me. A&W root beer. That place, we used to have one that was probably, 5-6 miles from our house, and it was only special times that we could go there, right? And I don't know if it was like after I played baseball when I was a kid, you know, after a baseball game or something like that, my mom or dad would take us over and go there, and it just kind of reminds me of those places when you were a kid that you got to go, and how things were even a little bit different. Now, when you go to A&W, right, if you've been there, you know, leave something in the comments about what your favorite is there, right? But I got to tell you what, when you go there, you got to have like a chili dog and some fries, and you got to have an A&W root beer. You just got to. You can't have chicken. You can't have a burger. It's just wrong. You just can't do that. But that place is so cool. So we used to go there, like I said, you know, just for special treats. Couldn't go there all the time because really, you know, when I was younger, you couldn't go out. You didn't go out to eat all the time. As a matter of fact, you didn't use to. I was talking to somebody the other day about this. We used to have what we call pop night, which is on Friday nights. That is when we were allowed to have pop or soda, right? And chips. So on Friday night, we used to call it pop night. So we'd kind of sit around as a family and watch TV. I think my sisters finally would ditch that, go do something else. And I remember sitting around with my dad. We used to watch Rockford Files. I don't know if you ever heard of that show, but Rockford Files, which was cool. But driving by that A&W, it kind of made me think about those things that you used to do when you were a kid, or those favorite places that are kind of still around, right? And I just wonder if there was more of those things where life was a little bit simpler. It would be less stressful environment in the world. But, sometimes getting back to the basics, it's funny. Mrs. Bodine and I were just talking about, I was looking at that house back in the woods, about, you know, how great our neighborhood is and how cool our neighbors are, and I spent been spending some time up at hunting camp, and I don't know if it's the older you get or what, but the more I'm like, you know, we should have bought a house in the woods with like 10 acres or something, you know, an old farmhouse or something, which she would have loved, because she would love chickens and all that stuff. But it's amazing, kind of those older memories and how you change as you get older, from living in a nice neighborhood with a bunch of new friends to let's move out in the country where we're kind of by ourselves. So, and I don't know, somebody said something to me the other day. They said, you know what, the older I get, the less I like people. And you know what, while I don't feel that way 100%, I will tell you that sometimes it's a little bit better you put up with less, I guess, as you get older, right? It's funny. There's a guy I follow that used to be special services and stuff, and I'm going to link his channel because I can't think of the name of it right now. And he was a Navy SEAL and all that stuff, and I watch him pretty religiously. One, because he talks about safety and just a great attitude about life. And one of the things that he was talking about is having close friends, right? And his theory was, how many close friends can you have, right? And I think he titled it, keep the circle small, right? Which I don't totally agree with, other than, hey, I got a lot of friends, and you want to make sure that you're doing your part as a friend with those guys and gals, right? And but his theory was, hey, and he broke down, here's how much time there is in the day, how much work time you have. If you have 3 friends divided by this amount of time, you can spend this many hours somehow with somebody on average. And if you have this many friends, then you can't, right? And it was just an interesting video on, keeping the circle tight. And I thought it was real interesting. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's worth a watch, in my opinion. And in no way is it saying that you shouldn't have a lot of friends, because I do. But, I have, honestly 3 really good friends. And, the idea is to invest in those friendships as much as you can. While still, you have other friends. But, I don't know. I have started off talking about A&W root beer, pop night, and now I'm talking about keeping the circle small. Huh. Alrighty, folks. Let me know what you think, what you did as a kid, some fond memories that you had. What's your thoughts on friendship and keeping that circle of friends close? I mean, we all have a lot of acquaintances and friends, but do you have 2 or 3 special friends that maybe you spend a little extra time with? And did you ever think about keeping that circle a little bit smaller? I don't know. Interesting. All right, folks. Interesting, at least to me. On top of A&W root beer and things when you're a kid, the one thing I do love about being back in Michigan is trains. I've lived in so many places that you hardly ever see trains anymore. And I remember waking up every night to a train going through our neighborhood, and I kind of miss that. So it's good to be back in Michigan for that part of this beautiful yet cold state. All right, folks. Thanks for watching me ramble on about different topics. And give me a break. I'm on cold medicine. This is Podium 52 checking out. Be safe on and off the motorcycle. Call a friend. Bye-bye.